Fayetteville, Fayetteville.
All right, this is your boy Big Cass, and we are here on BigCas910 TV. And right now we are here with the legendary GZ. Ground Zero is in the building. Sure. Brothers, if you don't mind, go ahead and introduce yourself for me real quick, starting from the left to the right.
It's your boy Big Reese, 1-4 for the ground, producer and the writer.
DOS, Deuce of Spade.
Big Rick Schofield, 1-4 to the ground.
Your boy Shamrock, aka Sound of the Rain, aka the Bobby Brown at the ground.
Thank you guys for this, man. Thank you for stopping for BigCas910 TV. You know, we focus on Vietnam hip hop, man, and I really thank you guys for coming by. I actually know you guys from back in the days. We came up around the same time. We in the same age group, and I remember back when y'all was doing y'all thing, and I'm pretty sure y'all remember when I was a young guy there doing my thing. And it's crazy now. The reason that this interview is probably more important than ever because, you know, we're about almost probably like a week and a half, 2 weeks away from the release of the brand new and what they say is the final album from J. Cole. Probably one of the main reasons why I started this channel, aside from, you know, well, pretty much the reason, like I said, my background in this Fayetteville thing, and then starting to see what I saw post 2014 was like, damn, we were gonna have the biggest rapper in the game as a Fayetteville hip hop artist, and cats like me and you guys contributed to that. And you know, you guys definitely solidified that because, like I told y'all before, a year from now, you guys will have a Grammy sitting on your wall. And the reason y'all have that Grammy is because you guys actually wrote the original song for the second to last track on the Fall Off, I believe. Is that the number of the track, right? That's the second to last track, right?
It's number 11, yeah. The way he explained it to us is it was the last song, and the song afterwards was like the music playing during the credits while they rolling.
It's the outro's the last one. Yeah, I got what you're saying. But I mean, that song, y'all did it for the Ville, and that hook, Fayetteville. People, real Fayetteville dudes like me, when they stayed up to midnight to listen to the album roll out, when they heard that, they knew exactly what that was.
Oh yeah.
And brothers, you guys solidified that, man. So we're gonna go ahead and get this thing started, man. Ground Zero, how did y'all originally form, and how did you guys meet?
That is a story that goes back some years, like for real. This was close to 2 decades ago when we first met. Me personally, I knew Sham and I knew Deuce already. We all went to the same high school. So we were all.
What high school was that?
E.E. Smith, class of 99.
Golden Bulls.
Yeah. So, guess who isn't the Golden Bull?
I didn't mean to cut you off. I just wanted to know what school it was.
It's all love.
It's all love, yeah.
Definitely love.
So us three knew each other. They were actually rapping before me, and I picked it up as, you know, we were used to record on my brother's karaoke machine. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we were trying early, you know. And I had a mutual friend who you might remember as well, J.I., who used to cook up the beats.
Of course. Is he still in Hawaii?
Yeah, he's no, actually he's not in Hawaii. He's in Florida right now, but he's still doing his thing. So he knew Reese, and I got to know Reese through J.I.
Went to school with.
Yeah, he went to high school with Kevin, J.I. And through that, all of us started matriculating over to Reese's house because it was also another spot we could record, and Reese
was the producer.
Yeah, he was, you know what I'm saying, him and J.I., we were using either one of those two beats, you know what I'm saying, their two beats. Like, if J.I. didn't have one, Reese had one cooked up already, and vice versa. And we just started, like, noticing that we actually had chemistry on the mic, you know, as well as, you know, off the mic. And we just developed this relationship, and Reese, you know, he opened up his house and welcomed us in like brothers, you know. And the more we started recording over there, you know, he would, you know, jump on tracks or have suggestions about the production and what direction we should take it in, and they can fill in the next part about how we came up with our first song.
Yeah, so we was at Reese's, and it was the night we made Fayetteville. It was actually deep. It was a bunch of people in there because there's an original version of that song They probably had like 10 people on it. But Reese he had a beat playing, which was the beat from Fayetteville, and I'm leaning against the wall, sitting down, and in my head I'm just like, because I had written it to Project Pat's Gorilla Pimp. Gotcha. It was inspired by Crucial Conflict, CHICAGO, had they had for the Final Tick repping Chicago. I was like, dang, Fayetteville needs something like that.
Let me stop, because I would ask you about that. That's what I kind of wanted to ask you before Rick kicked it off to you. Where the inspiration is like, from the beginning, I've seen the Bone Thugs inspiration and the Crucial Conflict inspiration. And that's a group thing. Like, where does that kind of come from?
I've always had an affinity and a love for West Coast and Midwest music, man. Just like the up tempo, the singing, you know, just when I heard Bone, it changed my life. You know what I'm saying? So I've always been into groups like that. I've always leaned more towards flows and styles versus, not that I didn't care about lyrics as much, but those things always pulled me in. So, you know, when I was listening to the Project Pat album, it was like doom 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 doom, and I'm just sitting there, and I was waiting for Rick to come pick me up. And I'm just like FAY. The part that really stuck was the double LE, because it was hard, like FAYETTE. I couldn't say VILLE, and it was like double the syllables, so like FAYETTE VI double LE, and so, you know, it stayed tough. But then when I was at Reese's house, I let it out, and niggas just start pulling their pens and they paper out. Yeah, man.
Dropped that joint. I turned around and was like,
I heard you say there was like a 2 different versions, like one version from the beginning that had a lot of people, and then the 2005 version, which was the actual release version.
Yeah, and we had one with our homeboy Chris on there, man. Shout out to Chris.
Shout out to Chris.
Yeah.
So like you say, I know you talked about a lot of people that was around in the studio. I'm assuming, you know, you got a group named Livestock, and Livestock is a dope group that has like people like Carolina Slim, who's like everybody when people come to me talking about rap,
he's the one.
Yeah, so speak about Livestock a little bit and how, you know, what their role is.
that was more so like Slim labels, like, you know what I'm saying. That was like his coalition. Livestock, he always talked about that. Livestock, and it was just like more so like a collaborative effort. Like anytime Ground Zero do something, we would just say, we shout out Livestock and vice versa.
Yeah.
So,
Like all the crews in the Ville, you know what I'm saying. And I've heard rumors that is that where Mac the Black Sheep kind of originated from on some levels.
He was like our man. He came. I know it more so. Y'all mentored him more so than anything.
He kind of came kind of late because he's so much younger than us.
Yeah.
So he came up under us in the sense of like, I think him seeing us like pursuing music on a professional level kind of inspired or gave him that thought that like, yo, I can actually do this. Yeah. Like I remember I want to say it was the first song.
He told me that when I was talking to him, he told me that. That same exact thing you just said.
Yeah, I think the very first song that he did, like he had asked me to do a verse on it, and I was kind of like, all right, man. Like I was just thinking he was kind of just talking or playing, and then he just stopped me one day and was like, yo, we can do the verse right now. Like let's go upstairs. We had his sister's house, and I was like, all right, man, let's go. You know what I'm saying? Like you seem like you're for real, like. So we went up there and we knocked it out. And when I heard him, because I had heard him like, you know, messing around, freestyling with us, but not like a written rhyme from him. And when he spit, I was kind of like, all right, okay.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, 15 whatever years later, you know, like I said, I walk around every day doing this. He's the one that they're saying is next up. Yeah. And they were saying that before this J. Cole. They've been saying that. Yeah. So like I said, it goes back to the testament of what you guys did and the impact you made, and you know the legacy we all put on people and the inspiration we've all put on people. So
for sure, man. Shout out to Mac.
He been putting in mad work.
Yeah, for sure. He pulled me out of retirement, you know, because I didn't. I was done with him, and Rick pulled me out of retirement. Mac reached out to me, wanted me to do a song with him, and I was on the fence. It was when the LeBron Space Jam movie came out, I remember. And then I talked to Rick. Rick was like, man, go ahead and do it, you know. And it just, since then, man, it's like that fire been lit. So, yeah, shout out to Mac, man. That's my boy. Yeah, man. I call him my young OG, because I look up to him because of the moves he makes and stuff. So
he making real power moves, man. Every time I get on that web, boy,
He on a different platform.
I've
Going off,
seen
right?
him every time, man. He flowing here, flowing there. He killing, man.
And he
Shout out.
he not wasting no opportunities
At all.
He not scouting no opportunities. I did want to ask y'all about the kid because I know the kid was a part of that coalition as well.
Absolutely.
And I know
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Everybody sees the controversy going on with the 910 Space and Tank Tyler thing. Was how do y'all feel about all that with the kid 910 Space and what's going on with him and J. Cole and the house and all of that?
That's our brother, man. So definitely shout out to Space. I don't know, man. Like as far as if he's talking about,
Cole is.
yeah, if Cole's talking about kid or not, I don't know. Because when I saw the, I forgot the name of the channel that did the breakdown. You know, their rendition made a lot of sense. But when I first heard the song, that was my immediate first thought was like, is he? Because I wasn't familiar with Tank Tyler as far as like disc records and things.
Me
like
neither.
that.
He's
So-
not from our age group here. Yeah. But you thought it was kid.
Yeah, that was, you know, I thought that Cole might have took some like creative liberties to like maybe not make it seem so direct initially, but because I didn't know any other rapper that was so vocally, you know, airing out their concerns about him. So that's why I thought it was him.
Well, if one more y'all want to speak on this, we'll move on. And that because what I was more so asking was like emotionally, was it any type of tension or anything? Because like I said, he literally like pissed on the guy's house and stuff. Like, was it any tension behind like y'all? You know, was he upset about y'all being on the album or anything like that?
No.
No, he was
He's proud of us.
Yeah, he's proud.
He actually congratulated us
Yeah.
for
And
being
that-
on the album. So that's why I don't think it was no type of
Yeah.
animosity anything towards
And
us.
that's what Fan Album is about. And plus, you know, I actually know kids on some level. I don't know nowhere near as good as y'all, but he seems like a good guy. Even when I was talking to him about that stuff, he was like, "Cass, I ain't got no problem with J. Cole." You know what I'm saying? Yeah. How did y'all originally get the name Ground Zero?
That's them. That's Mr. Mr. Acronym of it.
You know, I
what I'm saying?
don't remember. How did we get
I
that?
know what it turned into, but
Yeah.
I don't remember how we actually said, "Hey, we're going to be Ground Zero." But
Was it Chris? Because like the whole military thing, or
He had
That's
a
it.
play in it, and then I think that was like right around the time that it happened. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So,
yeah,
True.
and I think we tried to actually. I think we actually tried to use Ground Zero, and somebody already had it.
Right.
So that's when you came up with the acronym.
yeah. So it stands for Greatest Rhyme Organization United North Carolina Division, and zero people can do what we do, and that still stands. You know, but yeah, I don't remember exactly where it came from, but it just also represented like the beginning for us, man, like the foundation. I mean, and the fact that, you know, we're on the Cole album, the last track of possibly his last album, the song that's paying homage to the city, that brings a full circle for us. So he came back to the Ground Zero. And I don't think he did it to pay homage to us. I think he did it because the hook fit his vision.
Yeah.
But it did pay
I think he
homage
did it
to
because, like I
us.
said, he's the same age as me, so he probably knows how he was around when that song was out, and he knows the impact. It's probably stuck with him since then.
Yeah,
he was definitely around. Yeah, he was definitely around when we performed it.
Yeah, he told us he was at the Crown
I
show.
remember a few times I would see him out like outside of just around. He like, "Well, bro, Reese, Fayetteville." So it's always.
So did y'all have a relationship with him prior? That's what I'm asking. Y'all knew him prior.
Yeah,
to that?
yeah. He was closer with Mark.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because you was there. Like you knew him from like even the Scoop DVD times. You was
Yeah.
at
I
the-
mean,
It was before that.
Rockola
Yeah, before
days.
that.
okay.
Yeah.
Rock, you said Rockola.
Rockola.
That's like a skating ring thing.
No, Rockola Cafe.
Yeah.
That used to be the shit.
Yeah, we were there all the time.
Yeah, man. We used to
Where kickbacks is at? That's Rockola, bro.
Oh, y'all used to work there?
No, we used to eat.
We were just there all the time.
You thought we did it when you was there. Boy, I still remember what I used to get. That's what's crazy. That's how much
The
I ate.
burger with the fries.
That's what I'm saying. I really remember y'all from chilling in the mall. Like I said, when you and my friend Chad, like I would literally, and that's like people don't remember how epic like when McDonald's was like actually like in the mall, and when the movie theater was
Right by Pretzel Time.
Post up there and just talk to the girls and then mess with you, eat pretzels. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we just showed our age right there.
That was a different cross street.
Yeah, it was.
That was a different mall, man.
So let me ask you one thing about that Cole thing before we move on. Was that like more like an email thing, or were y'all actually able to go to the studio and sit down with him while they produced that record, or how did that work? Did y'all get to meet Cole like during this time period?
Well, that it wasn't go to the studio with him thing. He, like they were telling you, he and I had.
That was before we got on camera. Yeah.
So he and I had connection from back in the day. Like we used to talk to each other on AOL Instant Messenger. And you know, when right before he left to go up to St. John's, you know, he would come around, do tracks with us, you know what I'm saying, things like that.
Yeah, it's a Cold Ground Zero song out there somewhere.
Yeah. Like he said, there's a Ground Zero song with him, a verse of his on there. I don't know who might have it now, but I'm sure somebody got it.
It's in the ether.
It's in.
I may have it. Like I said, I was just telling him I may have it. I gotta like keep going here.
But so you know, he went away and started his career from up in New York. You know, and you've gotten the story on how most of that played out. But when he was making this album, he didn't know he had my phone number, but he didn't realize that he had it. So he wound up getting in touch with me, and so we started talking, and he told me that he wanted me to talk to the guys because he had this idea for this song, and he wanted to, you know, sample our record for it. So I got up with the guys, and of course we willing to, you know, hear him out, you know, and it was a lot of back and forth through email at first, but then right before, it was maybe like a day or two before he was supposed to, a matter of fact, it was the day of, when he was supposed to have a listening session for us.
Right before he was gonna hit play.
Right before, like we were about to log on to the Zoom call, and his manager sent us a message and was like, you know what, we're gonna cancel it because he wants to play it for y'all in person. So that was cool. Only bad thing was, you know, Deuce didn't live here. He was living in VA.
And we was anxious to hear the song. Like, I was mad. Like I ain't gonna lie. I was like, dang it.
What was the reaction when you first heard it? Because you said you got to hear it at that meeting.
Yeah.
No.
It was like maybe a week. Or
Was it a month?
It was like a month.
About a month later. About a month later.
In August.
He came.
August 25th.
Yeah, it was August. He came down here and he was like, hey, you know, I'm in town, and we had planned to get up, so we met up. And he played it for us in person. I mean, we talked for really most of the time, but he played us a song near the end of the session or whatever. He played us two songs. He played us Quick Stop, the song that became Quick Stop, and he played us and then the whole world is Ville. And he told us his vision overarching for how those two were going to be on, where they were going to be placed on the album. And
that's what I was going to ask you. Did he speak to you about the vision of the album, like it being like how Fayetteville, like?
He didn't necessarily go into it like heavily as far as.
For coughing.
You're right. He didn't go into it necessarily too heavy as far as like how it was going to be so like basically I look at it like it's a Fayetteville album.
That's right. It's damn near like a Fayetteville demo tape or some shit.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would understand if somebody not from this city didn't necessarily get it.
People keep asking me about that. So for the people on the internet that keep asking me about that, people from Fayetteville only care about Fayetteville. I mean, we overanalyze it and try to figure out why. It just is what it is. But keep going here.
Yeah. So to me, like I was saying, it sounds like a Fayetteville album, but we didn't know going into it necessarily that the whole album was going to be like themed like that. Like, we didn't know the names of the songs were going to have like Fayetteville things tied to it, or like he was going to have a 2-6 anthem. You know, that part was kind of, I guess, kept close to the chest for him. But the Quick Stop song and the whole world is Ville, he let us know specifically. He was like, hey, this is going to be the last track on my album, basically like going into the outro, and he told us about where Quick Stop, how it was going to be right before that. You know, so we knew where those two were going, and we were kind of like, we were very enthusiastic about, we were like feeling like, okay, if he's going to close out his album basically on this song, then he must feel like it's, you know, a strong cut for the album. And
it's dope for the city, man. You see how lit the city is. Everybody appreciates it. I hope Cole knows that everybody appreciates it, what he's doing, because they got the city lit.
Especially us.
As far as our reaction to hearing it, I initially was apprehensive about doing it because I think because I wrote it, I felt, even though this is our hook, the fact that I penned it, I held a little personal grip to it more.
You wanted to say it.
And it was not that, it was my identity. You know what I'm saying? People would see me or people would reference me to it. And so I found validation in that as a human, you know? And so I told him that before he played the song, or I think it might've been afterwards. Cause after I heard it, I felt proud and I felt like he did it justice. Yeah. And I told him, I was like, look, man, I didn't even want to do it at first. Cause and then I explained that to him. And he was like, wow, I didn't even think of it like that. You know, so I mean, he was very respectful to us, man. He heard our story about how we came together as a group. You know what I'm saying? He learned about our legacy. You know, he was very interested in us. Matter of fact, we played him the original Fayetteville when he was down there when he came down as well. So it was a dope conversation. He showed us a bunch of respect. Shout out to Cole.
And I saw this morning that you guys actually re-released it on Spotify and other streaming services. So for we want to tell everybody out there, if you're watching this video and you're probably a J. Cole fan and you want to know like what the concept of that is, you're trying to figure out what's the whole science behind this album, start off there. Get on Google, on Spotify right now and type in Jeezy Ground Zero Fayetteville and start to really understand this Fayetteville story. Before we move away from the Fall Off album, I do want to talk about another special shout out on there. And I guess we can kind of even start off by, talking about what you got on. You got that Ville life on. My man Brim, he was able to be blessed with the opportunity to actually have the hockey jersey as part of, he has a clothing line, and the hockey jersey, which people had already been wearing. Carolina Cool Slim had it in a video, and everybody was already trying to buy all of it just because Carolina Cool Slim had it. So I can't even imagine how it is now that J. Cole has it on the album cover. If you can, Brim, show us that. And talk a little bit about how you got into fashion and your fashion line and where they can get that. Because I know you said you're going to sell those. And I'm pretty sure right now, if we put this video up, my nigga, if this video hit the right viral thing, you might be able to sell 1,000, 2,000 of these. So let's talk about it. We can't see it right there, so you have to show it. We can see it good like that, yeah.
Yeah, my bad, I mean, it's funny rip, but yeah, that's the
exclusive.
You can even hang it, if you even hang it down off of there, you will see it good. It looks perfect like that right there. Now push it up, yep. Yeah. There you go, perfect. You can keep going up. Yep. That's the exact thing. Tell them about your fashion line and just talk about it a little bit. And you don't have to hold it the whole time if you don't want to.
Yeah, this is just man, to be honest with you, man, this was
that looked good how you had it laying right there, like how kind of hanging off, yep.
This is a sample, to be honest with you, man. I was about to call it quits doing this thing too, bro.
How did you get that to Cole? How did he see that?
He actually, when we talked about the song, I had 2 jerseys. One of them had his name on it, and and the other one had, Fayetteville on the back up, just like this right here. Mm-hmm. And I didn't know if he was gonna wear it or not. You know what I'm saying? I knew he would wear it, but we didn't know how or where he was gonna wear it. So I was just like really just happy he had it in his possession. It didn't matter if he wore it or not. He got it. He decided to do what he wanted to do with it. But when he seen it, he said it was fire. So I was like, all right, cool. So, I knew I got a chance. So somewhere I was just going to take the video and snipe it. But I don't have to do that.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good look, man. I think a lot of people that he knows that's collecting memorabilia from his album are going to buy that. And we're going to put this in the what's it called, the description links for you. Can you please tell them how they can get to that and purchase that?
Right now, I'm building a whole new, because it's been crazy. The response has been crazy. So I can't use the website I had because it's going to crash. So I got to get, I'm building a new website right now. On the new website, I'm going to have a pre-order link. So, and I'm going to leave that pre-order link open for like at least about 2 to 3 weeks. Let everybody get a chance to try to place an order that really wants
it. Tell them your social media, like your Instagram, so that way they can find out when you put the link on.
Brimworld_official for Instagram, and on Facebook, it's just Maurice Curry.
Okay. Yeah. And so you heard that, it's Maurice Curry. So for all y'all wholesalers that y'all, if Marshalls, I mean not even Marshalls, but Macy's, if you want to order 50,000 units for that right now, Maurice Curry. You know what I'm saying?
Brimworld Official. This is my Instagram. Make sure y'all tap in with me.
Yeah, get that.
Yes.
As soon as possible.
Order like 12 of them. But yeah, man, yeah.
Well, one thing I've really been trying to do with this, when I got back, I really was discovering like how much people really appreciated that time period that we were all in. Speak y'all, and you know those especially. You know, let me get a little flavor, man.
All right.
What was Fayetteville music scene like? You know, back then when y'all were coming up, you know, doing it.
I'm gonna be honest. I really only knew the music that we were doing. I mean, once we got going, and there was a time period there, like after Fayetteville, where we started recording pretty much everything at my house. So people were just coming through there, and you know, whether it was a Ground Zero song or a Livestock song or you know mixtape verses, I was really only hearing what we were doing. Most of the time, I'll just be in there. I go to work, get off. I'm in my room, you know, making a beat or recording something. You know, these guys right here were doing all the side missions.
Yeah.
You know, the side quests and meeting everybody and stuff like that. I was there every now and then, but there's a lot of stories they have that I really wasn't there for because I was in the studio, you know, cooking up.
With that vicious pen.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is.
What about the rest of y'all? Because like I said, I vividly remember y'all at the Crown Coliseum. Like y'all, I mean, what was it like for y'all?
Man, I remember like first time I heard Rain was on the in the club beat. It was on this like Fayetteville mixtape, and he killed it.
Shout out to Niz the Flamethrower. That's what we talking about.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Niz, man. He hosted our From the Ground Up Volume 1 mixtape. Volume 2 coming soon. But yeah, man. I would say I was more familiar with the music from the people that we knew personally. Like how I knew you, Niz. I would see Rain in the mall. You know, everybody remembers me from the pretzel shop. So it was. I saw there was a conversation about kind of what is the sound of Fayetteville, and I think just everybody has such a diverse taste. Like J.I. and his family was like in the Wu-Tang, you know, so they were heavily influenced by that, you know. Then you had a lot of people that were heavily influenced by like, you know, your Master P, your Southern music. So I mean, it's such a melting pot, and it makes for such a beautiful collective of artists, because when you got somebody that sound like Bones, somebody that sound like Ghostface, somebody that sound like Jadakiss, all on the same track. It's crazy. You know?
That's my whole thing. Like, and people want to know like why I might be going so hard on Facebook when they seen what like I was posting stuff like, let's go ahead and just talk about the Vietnam sound since people been complaining about it so long. I mean, but you gotta understand that's what Vietnam is about. It's the military town. First off, it's between the 95. I mean, it's everything from the local neighborhood dope mans like Yada Man, all the way up to like the college kids like J. Cole that went to go play basketball. That's Vietnam. Like, you know what I'm saying?
If you think about it, like we're in the middle of literally the East Coast. We're in the middle. So we're going to get everything. We're right here. So whatever's coming up from down south, we get that. Whatever's coming up from the top, we get that. So everything is mixed in. We just a melting pot, bro, for real.
And Fort Bragg definitely, I feel like plays a major part in that. Like, you got kids coming with their families, you know what I'm saying, from all over, not even just the country, they're coming from all over the world. Yeah. You know, and these kids, they may not have been born here. They may have been born in Cali or Chicago or Florida, you know what I'm saying, or anywhere. And so they come in what their style is, whatever their style is from where they're from. You know what I'm saying? If they grew up in Florida and they come
and they bring
here
it to the Ville and it all mixed up.
You know what I'm saying? So
mix it up.
I remember.
I'm just saying Fayetteville is literally like a melting pot of styles.
One time we went to Waffle House on Ramsey Street. I remember Mark was in. I can't remember if y'all were there. And the cook, he sounded style wise. He sounded like Do or Die. But he was lyrical.
Do or Die is crazy.
And just imagine like a Do or Die flow with cannabis lyrics. Like that was what, and he was the cook now. And so we was the only ones in there, so I want nobody to cook for. We had already ate. He takes me into the back of Waffle House. And what
are we talking about again?
It was some random cook that worked at the Waffle House on Ramsey. And he started spitting, and I'm just like, God, dog. Like I wish I like knew who this guy was, man. If you remember my face, shout out to you.
Leave a comment.
Yeah.
Let me since we talking about style before we get off the style, because I want to talk about that Bone Thugs thing again. Because when I was like I said, when I was removed from hip hop, I was very removed from it. And like I said, I'm just now getting a lot of this story. But you know, I know you a little better than I know everybody else, and I've always followed you on like Twitter. Weren't you? And I want to talk before we even get to that. I want to talk about the Christian side of it, because I did a Christian rap album at one point too. But then were you like, do you have some kind of like affiliation? Didn't you actually link up with Mo Thugs or like at some point like Bone Thugs and Harmony and do some songs with them?
Yeah, Crazy Bone recent.
The reason I'm asking this is because, and I don't mean to cut you off, but I just got things in my head. But people are finding out about Fayetteville and finding out about the story, and they're finding out like about Rain and him being with Rick Ross and how Yada Man was signed to Gucci Man, and like we have history here. Like you already been working with people like. You already been working with Grammy or people like Crazy Bone, so speak on that for a second.
Yeah, man. It was shortly after Rick and Mac pulled me out of retirement. I would say 6 months afterwards, Crazy Bone had DM'd me on Instagram. I made like a tribute song because he's my favorite artist. I heard a song, heard the beat, heard the sample, and it just the idea came. And I did a video sitting on my bed rapping. And long story short, somebody from Facebook told me that he put it on his Instagram. So I don't know how he got it. And it went on his Instagram, you know, and I finished the full song, released it on April 6th, which is like the anniversary of his solo debut, Thug Mentality. And then after that, a little while after that came out, I had a DM on Instagram. I thought it was Reese because I was just talking to Reese.
You thought he was fucking with you?
No, I just saw like the little notification. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get to it when I do. And then I looked and saw it was Crazy Bone, and I just like flipped out, you know. But ironically, you bring up the Christian thing because it was actually like a faith-based album called Chasing the Devil, and so the song was about racism. It's called The Human Racism, and you know, I did the joint. It hasn't come out yet. Hopefully it'll be on volume 3 of Chasing the Devil. What up, Cray? But yeah, he's a man of few words, but you know, he still shows love. So yeah, that was a dope experience.
I did a Christian album at one point too. It actually had a big single on there where I had sampled like the Holy Spirit activate, and it a lot of people actually say it was one of my best albums, especially production wise. I'm trying to get that back up too, but that's dope, man. So let's take a look. What we got here? What were some of y'all musical influences back then, other than Bone?
That's him for Bone.
Yeah,
that's mostly him. I'll
just say knock that out.
And that's what I'm asking too, because we talking about like J.I. and like you talking about production wise going from him to Jay. That's like just that's what I'm trying to get the understanding of. Yeah,
Bone, Corrupt, Cannabis, Chino XL, The Brat. I would say I was trying to be a male version of The Brat. The speed, the lyricism,
the
crazy, energy.
Yo.
Yeah, that was
especially Brat's
yeah,
so nice.
Yeah,
all the people you naming like do or die, like do or die, like that's crazy. Yeah. But go ahead. Who's some of your other influences?
Probably, I mean, well, the first person who I feel like made me pick up a pen outside of these two was Cannabis. Mm-hmm. That was, I mean, like when I was like really starting to get into hip hop, like I was just like, I couldn't wrap my head around how he was writing these rhymes, man. Like, and I was just like, I don't think I'm gonna learn how to do it or how he's doing it unless I try myself. So that was my first, and then second was Biggie, and that's because he was my favorite. Like, I still feel like Biggie rhymes today are unparalleled. Yeah. Like the amount of depth he was able to put into the 2 bars is like insane. He just had this way of compacting and saying so much without saying really anything at all. He could tell you a story in like 4 bars, you know what I'm saying? And it was detailed as it wanted to be. And outside of that, you know, as time passed, I looked at people like people who had like legacies, you know what I'm saying? Like Nas, like Jay, you know what I'm saying? I respected them for the fact they were able to have such longevity alone, you know what I'm saying? And dudes, you can go ahead now.
For me, musical influences, well, yeah, rap-wise, I mean, Nas is like the number one. Like, that's not even a secret, you know what I'm saying? It's hard for me to not break out into a story when I'm spitting. But yeah, I definitely get that from Nas. Pop, Common, you know, Royce the 5'9", these are like the guys I listen to like all the time, like, and they kind of like, I kind of merged from there. I mean, but before that, I mean, there was a period when I first started rapping, Tretch from Naughty by Nature was like my favorite rapper.
Yeah, Tretch, man. Shout out to Tretch.
After that, Yeah, I mean, Bone Thug. You won't know it from me from like my style, but there was a I mean, Bone played a big part of that with me as well. Like Lazy, I know you were talking about Crazy. Lazy was always my favorite Bone. So
burner.
but yeah, definitely Nas. But I mean, just to even, and we're going around talking about our influences, just to go back to the whole melting pot thing, just from like our group dynamic.
Even that is like a melting pot, right?
Yeah, because even, I mean, if you hear Fayetteville, like, don't think that, like, that's our sound. Like we made Fayetteville.
It's not
like,
even our best song.
I mean, we'll have stuff that sound like down south, East Coast boom bap, West Coast. I mean, it don't matter. That's why like our group dynamic kind of worked.
Like it's
The Bone Thugs and Harmony thing is going to stand out because people are going to discover that Fayetteville, and even the production is somewhat Bone. But trust me, they're gonna respect your pen game. Trust me, they're gonna respect all of it. Brim, even the motherfucking what's your fucking, I ain't mean to curse, but what I'm trying to say is
Reese.
No, I'm trying to
Big Reese.
what I'm trying to say is what's your influences with the
Producing?
because the clothing's not called Brim, it's called something Fayetteville.
Nah, it's not even that. It's my hat company is called Brim World. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just it's like New Era. You know what I'm saying? So New Era makes the hats, and then Fayetteville is.
Speak on your fashion influence and your music influence.
Well, my music comes from like definitely. I don't sound like him, but Nas. Wu-Tang, definitely Eminem, definitely M.
Cool.
I thought that was gonna be your first one.
That's
my dude, man. M, that's my dude. They know I'm crazy. That's my guy right there. And then later on, I started absorbing in like a lot of like 50 energy, like how he like took over like the mixtapes, That scene was like very influential. That's what really made me want to start writing more 50, like how he used to attack all these instrumentals and stuff. So, as far as like fashion though, man, I always looked at the fashion like hip hop, bro, because hip hop comes from other genres. Like we took a break beat, then we take a loop from here, and then we mix it together. So. That's basically how I was influenced with my fashion, was music. I would take a logo or so, for example, and I just add my little twist to it, make it mine. That's what I did with that.
That's why I was wondering about that. What is that logo? It's similar to something.
It was a Philadelphia Flyers joint, but I switched it up and added the flames to it, because the flames represent the riots that we went through when George Floyd, when we had here. That was the only time we stood together. So that's really why that logo was important. That's dope for me. I appreciate it. But as far as, and then, of course, everybody who designs like Virgil, everybody. He's the GOAT. We all know that. Him, Dapper Dan, and I even like Kith, Ronnie Fag. Yeah.
That's fire.
Yeah. I think I said his name right, Fig or Fog.
Shout out to Crooked Eye too, as far as influences, man. I can't forget Crooked.
Yeah, okay.
Monster.
definitely a monster.
But before we get too away from the song, we actually talked about how the song came together as far as the in studio process, as far as like how it's made up. But I want to talk about like what does this song actually mean to you guys?
Well, to me, that was the first time we ever met.
That was the first time y'all ever
did our song together, real well, as far as like our first real official song. That was our first one. Fayetteville, first one we got copywritten.
Yeah, it's copywritten.
And everything.
Don't try.
First one we actually constructed.
Lawyers on deck.
And it's that's what it's pretty much our little brother, man. You know.
Yeah.
It means a lot.
When I think of the song, not to cut Reese off, I was just echoing his sentiments. I first think about us, you know what I'm saying, and how it bonded us together, you know what I'm saying, and kind of solidified us as like identifying as brothers, kind of like in this field. Like it's something we all threw in on, and we created this song that became.
20 years later, all y'all fat with gray hair, babies, and now y'all coming back together. Look what the hell y'all done did this time.
time.
We almost got signed to Def Jam back when. I mean, a lot of the Ground Zero story. A lot of people don't know because it was kind of within us, man. But we were that song got us.
That's what we're here for.
Man.
Tell us about that Def Jam experience.
Yeah, man. We met Russell Simmons. Things didn't pan out the way that we would have wanted them to, but it was still an experience. We Rick's family had some connections. We had the music. It was old boy from Belly, Minister Benjamin Chavis. Yeah, we had he worked for the Hip Hop Action Network that was Russell Simmons had, and so he was kind of somebody we were communicating. So he was taking our music. Once we convinced him, he was convincing Russell. So he was taking our music, and then he let Kevin Lives hear Fayetteville and 2 other songs we had. And so he was like, okay, well, we had to get a better version of it quality wise, because we was recording on Kool-Aid on a little microphone with a sock in front of it.
Yeah, that crack version.
So we went to Atlanta, which was an experience. I remember we stopped at a gas station. The first person we ran into asked us for some crack. Like, we was like, what? So we went to Atlanta. We went to a recording studio. So the version that's on streaming platforms now, we recorded that in Atlanta. And so we recorded that and 2 other songs. Things didn't pan out, but we didn't stop. And then Livestock came after that. I think if the internet was around like it is now, and we had like a lot of these options to do things ourselves, it'd have been a wrap. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
We went everywhere with that song. That song took us out of state to record, and it took us all over the city. We didn't, wherever venue you could think of in Fayetteville, we didn't perform there. We didn't did that song, so.
Yeah, that song is very special to our legacy. I mean, the fact that it was that song that Cole wanted to sample, like, if he would have picked any other song, it still would have been big, but like, for it to be Fayetteville, like that, it really means a lot.
I remember for that time.
It really means a lot.
It's dope too, cause it's like you gotta remember, like, there's a lot of people that was our friends and fans of that was in that era. So when they hear it, it's just like, oh man, it brings back so much nostalgia from.
My nigga, you know, like I'm a hip hop guy. I be with Fayetteville hip hop guys, talk about hip hop all the time. I haven't heard from y'all in 20 years, but trust me, that song gets brought up all the time, yo.
Word.
As soon as to speak on that, like it means a lot to like a lot of people. I mean, the day that the album dropped, it was like 5 o'clock in the morning. People were blowing up my phone, talking about, yo, Cole stole y'all shit. And we had to like fan the flames down, like, no, that's not what happened. He reached out, But yeah, they really hold that song like dear.
Cause I wasn't gonna say anything about the credit. I wasn't gonna say anything. So if we put the credit in the group, then just to show like, yeah, we in there. Next thing I know, that thing up on
that was when it really hit me, because we have been talking to Cole's team for a long time, because the reason we were even listening to the reason he even let us hear the song is because so we could move forward with negotiations. We wanted to know how much of our hook was being used, so we could be properly compensated. Shout out to our lawyer Peter Singh, but
hook is like 25% of a song, right, or something like that. Or they say like the beat is like 50%. Yeah, go ahead.
It depends.
Even with that song got multiple hooks on it. Don't it?
And then the Isley Brothers, they was the sample on there when he played it for us.
I heard.
I didn't remember.
But that album got all kind of work in a minute. Album got all kind of samples in it. All kind of.
I know DMX and State took a chunk of that. He wasn't afraid to sacrifice the album points that he needed to get a classic album. Yeah, I totally believe that. Yeah.
I thought it was dope because it was just like we made everything reoccur again. So it's more, everything is current. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it just made it even more timeless.
He's helping out all these estates, you know what I'm saying, of all these people.
That's what I thought about.
Yeah, like I said, not only will you guys have a Grammy in a year, but your family will have a check for the rest of their life.
Even to go back to the day of the album release, these three, they had already heard the song. You know what I'm saying, for like months before the album release. I hadn't heard it because I couldn't come down for the meeting, so I didn't hear the song until like the day the album dropped. So that was kind of dope. They explained it pretty much how I received it.
That's dope. That's dope.
So I'm gonna ask you like the one question more about back in the days. Like I was gonna ask you like what was the biggest memory y'all have other than this song being picked up? And I know you spoke about that Def Jam situation, but give me one more that you guys think was like y'all biggest event in y'all prime as an actual group when y'all was running around.
Man,
I can. You got one?
well, you go ahead. It might be the same one.
No, this is related to Fayetteville. When we performed it at the Crown, as soon as we were done, I didn't fall. I did a split. I thought I was Tech 9. I was trying to be like a showman. It was a Bobby Brown split, hence Bobby Brown at the ground. So yeah, but
Bobby.
when we were done, I think it was Lamont Swing at the time. I can't remember, but they took our bands from us that would allow us backstage. And when we were on stage rapping, we were like giving it our all. But the faces in the audience, the people were just looking like this.
Nah, bro, I was there. I was there that day. I literally remember that, and I don't remember for shit you falling down, but I do remember, like I said, that song and seeing y'all perform that day stuck with me till this day, till forever. And it's the first thing that popped in my mind when I heard that song. Yeah.
But when the people that I saw in the front sitting down, they were just staring at us. And Lamont Swing, I remember he took our bands from us, and we thought we were going to be able to go backstage and kind of politic, but we had to go sit out in the crowd. So I was mad at that. And I mean, he was doing his job. It wasn't no malice on that. But I was upset because I wanted the politics. So it was like the walk of shame. I just ripped it on stage, and now I'm walking past the people that saw us rap. And so we go sit down. I remember peddling CDs. We had the Fayetteville single. But one time when I was at work at Pretzel Time, I had a customer come up. And they were like, "Hey man, were you on stage at the Crown of the LL concert?" I was like, "Yeah." It was like, "Man, y'all killed it." I said, "Man, I couldn't tell." I was like, people were just sitting there, and they was like, "No, we had never heard it before, so we were listening, but y'all killed it." You know what I'm saying? So for me, that was like, wow, yeah, that brought value. That was gratifying to hear that.
Why did you tell the part about the pants splitting? Because that didn't have nothing to do with like that. No, my pants didn't split. I did like a literal split. Why did you tell that? Why did you tell that part? Because
it's a joke.
Yeah, it's a running joke.
Oh, so that's how y'all remember that. Y'all talk about that shit all the time.
Yeah. But no, I was trying to be on my showmanship bag. Like, so I don't know why I did a split.
Tricks out of the bag.
Shout out to that. Like I said, that was a memorable performance. Like I said, the people in the audience was listening, and we remember that performance, yo.
That was the best one, man.
I wouldn't be surprised if Cole was out there. That's why
he was. He told us he was out there.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if I had met him out there today or something too. Cause like I said, I was out there.
That's what was dope about it too. When he came to when he talked to us about the using the hook or whatnot. And he let us know. That was like, because I didn't know he was out there.
Yeah. So like I said, you might not know when I was out there, but I definitely was. Like I said, me and Mike Hustle.
Man, that was so dope, man.
Shout out to Mike. Yeah,
Mike
for real.
Man, Hustle. Yeah, he always was cool, bro.
Go ahead, Mark. You was
really.
the moment that.
Oh no, I was going to the next one. But if you got one, go ahead.
No, actually, it was going to be the same memory in rough
without the splitting. Without the.
I don't even focus on the split no more. We've seen that incident multiple times.
What's you can give me one or you can give me multiple, but I just want to know, like, just as a group, and I know groups are rough, man, because most groups don't stick together. What's some of the biggest obstacles y'all have approached as a group? Obstacles, is what I said.
Actually,
and how did y'all stick together this whole time?
Have we had any obstacles?
To be honest, man, we didn't really have like wasn't like any type of personality disputes or anything like that, because we got along. You know what I'm saying? Our biggest, I guess, discussion or argument might be over like what direction to take a song, or like, hey, we should do a hook like this, or like, no, two of us think the hook should be like
Quit
this.
singing.
Yeah.
That was the biggest thing
Quit singing on these hooks. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all, it's all been just a little
Nah.
creative in studio.
Yeah, we're brothers for real, man. I mean, like even when I had there was a time I stepped away. You know, it was it was like a journey I was on. You know, and that was hard for me. And I remember having a conversation with all of them. You know, I was most nervous to have it with Reese because I didn't know him as well as I knew Mark and O. But he accepted me with open arms, and it wasn't like our friendship ended when that happened. So I mean, like, you know, we've been trying to. It's ironic the Cole thing happened because we've been trying back when NFTs was popping. We was trying to do a Fayetteville NFT. Like Reese had the idea. We've been trying to come back and do something in some sense for a while. So the Cole thing just, I mean, really kind of lit a fire
Super
under
match.
us.
Are y'all gonna get back and do some new music?
That's the plan. I would love it, man.
Please, man. For me, at least do a couple joints just for me, so I can put it, so I can share them. You know what I'm saying? And say like, yo.
I don't want to speak for everybody, but I am. I'm gonna say at least we're gonna at least do a few records, at least an EP. I'm gonna say at least an EP.
Yeah.
At least an EP.
Yeah.
And then from there, you know.
And so if y'all need more hooks, we have a chorus on the #1 selling album in the country, 291,000 units sold within the first week. So if you need to get some writing done, you holler at these four gentlemen here. You know what I'm saying? Yesterday's price is not today's price. I've been waiting to say that my whole life. And we flexing on you niggas now.
Fire, man.
So lock in today.
Man, we appreciate all the love.
Yeah, all jokes aside, man, for real.
Without y'all, man, it ain't us, man. We really appreciate all that love, for real, man. It's very important, and we appreciate
Lock in
it.
today.
Like I said, I was telling y'all, I just want to do about 45 minutes. We done did about 50 minutes, and it's been real fun and real good. So check this out. Before we get out of here, is there anything that y'all want to like say to the people? Like, well, even before that, I do got one more question I want to ask before that. Like I said, we all grown men. Where has life taken y'all since that prime? 'Cause I know you talking about you coming back from Virginia and stuff. Like, where are y'all at in life now? And are y'all making music? Have y'all been making music individually?
I haven't been making any music. I haven't recorded anything probably since like 06. You know,
Back in the day.
Yeah, but I mean, once you're a rapper, like you kind of like always a rapper. I'm always walking around thinking of bars.
He still got it.
Coming up with verses and stuff like that. But
It's
as far as recording, it's been about 20 years exactly since I recorded anything. But
I think,
yeah, I moved to VA, you know, joined the Navy, and
That's dope.
you know, got married.
Thank you for your service.
You know, appreciate it.
For real.
But yeah, I mean that's me. This opportunity kind of just came out of nowhere. You know, I wasn't really thinking about it.
Reese.
I did a project with my guy Tony Charisma. We did a mixtape. What year was that, man?
That'd been like 08, 09.
Something like that. I
wanna say.
think so. It was called Somebody Sign Me. We did that joint out. It was pretty much. I pretty much produced the whole thing. I got some production on there from J.I. and we did the majority of that. But that was like the last like project that I sat down and wrote. I mean, I still write stuff every now and then, but I haven't recorded nothing since then. So since about 08, 09, something like that.
Yeah, as far as myself, I haven't recorded in a while. It was probably around 08 or like you said, around 08 or 09 for myself. Still write, but hadn't recorded anything. But like Sham was saying, it's like once you're a rapper, you know what I'm saying?
That's what I was gonna say. I didn't want to cut those off, but it's not just with rappers. It's like musicians, and not just musicians, but artists all together.
Yeah.
You ain't never gonna stop. If you create art, you ain't gonna stop doing that. You want to stop because you want to do other stuff, but your mind won't.
Yeah.
I'll hear somebody's like record or something, and I'll be like, "Oh, that's too loud." Or I'll be it's in me. I can't get rid of pause. I can't get rid of that.
And I know you've been making music. Sound of the Rain, is that like a radio show that you do?
No, that's so that was actually a a new artist name I took because like I kind of stepped away from Shamrock. First off, there's only one Rain in the Ville. That's Rain 910. Shout out to the homie.
Salute.
But so Sound of the Rain, it was supposed to sound like a band name so that I wasn't being called that because I had a problem with just like issues as far as people glorifying me and me just kind of finding my identity in that. So I was trying to get away from that. But it started out as me doing like faith-based Christian music. And that's still a foundation of what I rap, even with Ground Zero, because that's just a part of me. But, you know, right now, to be honest, man, my focus is Ground Zero, you know, so.
Go out and make disciples.
Yeah, for sure, man. Jesus is king. But
and the way to do that is just go about your regular life and show him how
and live that, be the, yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
Is there any, I mean, just to summarize what's going on again, if you caught that new Fall Off album, the last song about the Ville, the hook at the end, the hook throughout it, the FAYETTEVILLE, this is the group that created that hook. They inspired it. It was a song that, you know, during the time period when us old guys like me and J. Cole were kids, these guys were running all over the city. They were really running all over the country performing that song. And it was a classic. We all remember it. That's why J. Cole did it. And, you know, as far as Rick even played a part in, like, if you've been following the whole story with the Scoop DVD and Cole getting his deal. So these guys, and that shows you how Fayetteville is tapped in and tied in. These guys are legends, man, and we just telling the story. We're gonna check back in with them soon, like after they get the Grammy. And we're gonna, so that way we can, you know, maybe drink some Kool-Aid out the Grammy or something. But what do y'all want to say to the people, like fans or even kids want to give advice to? Just anything y'all want to say to sign out individually, and then we'll sign out.
By the time this come out, hopefully the pre-order for the jersey will be out. So yeah, that's all I have. Just make sure you follow me on Instagram, Brimworld_official, and Facebook is Maurice Curry.
Yeah, just I appreciate all the love coming out of the city. We definitely appreciate it. You know,
like they said, well, go copy your jersey from Reese. You know what I'm saying? ASAP. Do that earlier the better. And thanks to anyone who is showing love, whether you're from the city or whether you somebody that's on Twitter saying, "Oh, I love that part of the hook." You know what I'm saying? Like, we appreciate all of it. You know what I'm saying? And and shout out to Kevin, Keith, and Kaola. You know what I'm saying? Like, we spent
boys.
You talking about J.I.?
Yeah, we spent hundreds of nights in their house just like we spent in Reese's house.
And J.I. was with y'all on the trip to New York. The Scoop DVD.
Yeah, he went with us.
And J.I. is a legendary producer, man.
Yes.
When I was first getting back, I was wondering, was he still producing? And I was asking people, and somebody sent me the link to some song, like a recent song that he made with Rain on his, like, the album before the last album, and he did that beat. I was like, oh my God.
I'm actually supposed to call him after we get done with this interview.
Yeah, y'all might be hearing something more with J.I. and Ground Zero.
If y'all got some new stuff coming out, man, please, man. You know what I'm saying? We trying to bring everybody out, man. Especially y'all really do that. And J.I., you know, he was making them beats. You need to put J.I. with Mac the Black Sheep. And my nigga, I'm telling you, get 10 songs, it's going, yo. It's going, yo.
My fault. And shout out to Carolina Cool Slim. Like, yo,
Carolina Cool,
man.
Go.
Really follow him, man.
If you don't know who he is, just trust me and take my word. Trust us and take our word and tap in with him.
Please do. If there's any labels watching this, just based off the curiosity of the song, industry people, Google search Carolina Cool Slim. Look at the talent, look at the skills. There's tons of videos, man. He is phenomenal.
And on top of him being the Ville GOAT with that mic thing, if you look at that hoodie that says Ville Life, that's one of the most. That's pretty much one of the most popular brands here in the Ville, and you can just Google Ville Life, you'll find it. Yeah. Like I said, we signing out, Sham.
Shout out to the city of Fayetteville. We love y'all. We appreciate the support. Peace.
Ground Zero, Vietnam 26, and thank y'all for coming to BigCas910 TV.